Good evening. Welcome back to USC, Los Angeles, California. Our scene as we continue semifinal play at the World Aquatics Men's Water Polo World Cup. Up next, we're into our medal round semifinals. Two big battles on the way. Up first, Spain and Hungary, followed by Team USA taking on Italy. Joining me here poolside, the five-time Olympian Tony Azevedo, John Abdu, Greg Meskel here with you. Tony, great to have you here with us, and a chance to see two high-level matchups. Spain and Hungary up first. You think traditionally about these teams, and what comes to mind for you?
Well, Hungary's 3 gold medals, and one of them they won against us, right? But really, to me, this is the era of the Spaniards, right? It's been a long time. You have these guys like Peroni and Malarak. They're 37, 35. They bring that experience, and yet you have these young guys, this young blood, a 20-year-old goalkeeper that are phenomenal. And they, you know, I think they're the favorites so far going into this tournament.
And we are underway. Our officials in this one from Greece, Mr. Budramas, and from Serbia, Mr. Rakovic. And we'll get started here as we get a good look at Spain moving left to right on your screen in the white caps. That's Hungary in the dark caps. Spain coming off of a victory yesterday. They handled Germany 18-9. Meanwhile, it was Hungary in a comeback effort. They defeated Greece 6-4. As we go to work here for the first time on the offensive end, Spain has that one field blocked, and we'll get a little reset here on the shot clock. And John, for this Hungarian team, trying to get off to a better start, I'd imagine, than last night.
Yeah, and I thought they played great defense last night in what a quarterfinal game that was not experienced a lot of whistles, right? Just a kind of an undercalled game. So a lot of up and down. And let's see if this game slows down a little bit for them tonight.
Nice save there. It's Martin Levi coming up with that block here for head coach Zolt Varga. Across the way, his counterpart David Martin is. Now we'll see the first look here at Hungary on offense.
And what's been fun to see is these new rules. It's really eliminated the fronting, right? Like, you can do it a little bit at the beginning, but you saw right away they're in a zone for 30 seconds, and that's advantageous to a team like Hungary, who has amazing outside shooters.
Absolutely.
With that in mind, the shot clock to 5. They'll pour it inside. Double team arrives, trying to dish out to the perimeter. No one home. And Spain will take control. Tony, we always talk about the idea of settling into a match. You think back to your playing days, the first 4 or 5 minutes, first quarter, what's kind of running through your mind as you try and settle into a big game?
Calm down, control, right? Just like in football, you're controlling possession, time of possession. That's what you're looking at.
Here's Spain on the attack now, moving in. A couple of fakes, drop it into 2 meters, tipped away, and stolen. And Hungary will have it back.
You see Roger there, one of the best centers in the world, right? It's so important, that set pass. I mean, if that thing stops where it should have stopped, that's a penalty or a goal, right? And it skips toward him, and the guy's able to steal it away.
Dahul was a beast yesterday. Saw him do some serious work against Germany. Here's a nice turn, but already there with the save. Aguirre, the up-and-comer. And so conversely, John, Spain, not to say they weren't tested. Germany did some nice things against them, but they aren't in the same boat as Hungary, having come off this really exhausting, tenacious battle in that quarterfinal round.
No, but we still got to see a lot of display of Granados and some of these young shooters, Tahul, De Toro, the centers for Spain. And there's Granados right there showing off that gun. But so much firepower on that Spanish side. It'll be fun to watch tonight.
24-year-old ricochets off the frame of the cage.
And you talked about the rhythm at the beginning. There's a lot of times that we never started our top center, right? You even saw with Team USA yesterday, because the beginning was just you're just swimming. It's a swim meet, right? So why waste it? And your top guard, why? Because they're going to get excluded, right?
Shot clock to 6. It was a running joke among many 2-meter defenders that they line up for the opening sprint and tell the bench, I will see you in a few minutes.
That's right.
Gonna get kicked out pretty early. 4:48 to play here in this first quarter. Still scoreless. Spain and Hungary settling in here. Spain, the world champions a year ago in Budapest. Hungary, defending World Cup champs. They won this event last time it was held back in 2018. Here's a look now from the outside part, down. And a pretty delivery. Maurice rips it from the outside. A 1-0 lead for Spain.
If you saw that shot right before he takes it, he slowed it down a little bit. So we call that a hezi, right? But instead of just picking it up, shooting, which he has been doing, he slows it just enough to get that over the head of this goalkeeper.
Yeah, and gets it on the bar down. Beautiful shot from Munarez.
And frustration there for the keeper.
You can imagine, I mean, 20-year-old Unai, right? And, you know, Levi's a young player too. And how many great shots that they get against these shooters every day. I mean, it's bound that Hungary's going to have amazing goalkeepers, you know, and Spain as well.
Yeah, right. Just from the practice hours alone, facing these stellar shooters. That's a beautiful defensive play, a tip away. Just good individual effort there from Sanahua.
So that's what you're not that's what you're not trying to do at the beginning is turn the ball over, right? Spain's clearly controlled it, no turnovers, a couple bad passes, but Hungary's had what, 2 turnovers already.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Tony, you're going to see a lot of zone tonight. There's so much zone.
Pass tries to come over the top.
Which is why the boring over the hip drill that every coach in the world does is so important.
Yes.
You see it here. I mean, even 6 on 5 on 6 now with the new rules, you have to be so efficient over your hips or you can't play.
Absolutely.
Threatening here, shot clock to 10. Hungary looking for their first goal. That one rattles off the cage and tipped out. Gary getting a piece of that. Post getting some as well, and we'll go back to a fresh 20 seconds.
You know, some things never change. Their coach, I played with for 4 years, Joel Varga, left-hander. Hungary always has amazing left-handers. You know?
Sometimes more than one.
Yes. Here too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking a look at Zalonki and Vamos, both stellar left-handers for the Hungarians.
Here's Varga now controlling. Water polo fans so thrilled to see him back in the water. Shot clock to 10. They pour it in once again, and we'll see an exclusion. Hungary will go up on their first power play here with 3:17 to go in this first quarter. Approach here from the perimeter. They work along 2 meters now. Hungary on the 6 on 5. 3:08 to play first quarter. Good look across the way. They work it out high now. Moving in, and a rocket. Gary knocks that out of play. Still on the advantage for a little while longer as the ball comes back into 2 meters with a fresh clock.
That was interesting seeing Dennis Varga on the post for the first time.
Sides coming even right now. Across the way, far post. And they'll say no call. Hungary was looking for something there as that pass came across the way. Nothing doing, and here comes Spain.
You know, one of the greatest shooters of all time, Dennis Varga, is sitting on the post there. But I think that's what this new rule has changed. They're having everyone go in. The posts are constantly going in, disrupting even the goalkeeper themselves and allowing for outside shooters easily a little closer to the goal.
Shot clock to 4. Good chance to see these teams adapt to these new rules, and that one just sails wide from Granados. 2:20 to play here. Lifetime sub coming for the Hungarians as they try and work down the other end. That's picked off. Intercepted here by Spain and Felipe Perone, and now he's on the move.
That's Vamos trying to force something down the pool. No need for that. Throwing it into a 2-on-1 disadvantage. Turnover for the Hungarians.
Now in transition, the veteran knocked down from behind, sneaking up. Zalonki out of nowhere to take that one away, works back to Levi. Now here comes Hungary with 1:49 to play in the first.
That's payback for the one that Peroni did to him before, you know.
One good steal leads to another.
That's right.
And now Varga on the attack. Varga, the right-hander, slides into about 6 meters. Field blocked away. That one deflected out. Excellent interior help from Tahul. Under 90 seconds to play in this first quarter. Gary can't spot anyone. Little frustration there as now he outlets to Granados, who goes right inside on the turn. The keeper's out. That's aggressive defense from Levi to force the steal.
Yeah, that's great anticipation, right? We talk about things that you need to be watching. You need a ball man area, shot clock, center. Anticipate, you know, that's how you're going to get the steal, the counter. And he saw that coming and touched the ball at the perfect time.
Vogel got the start last night. Levi getting the opportunity here tonight, and an aggressive takeaway there for Hungary now. Still looking for their first goal, down 1-0. Shot clock to 2. Let it fly. More field blocking on the interior from Spain. Arms up everywhere, and that one knocked down on the inside there. Excellent job by Famera.
You know, you can see this first quarter is pretty tired. We've had a lot of, you know, substitutions on the fly.
Yeah, those flying substitutions, though, Tony, teams are really taking advantage of that this weekend. They're doing a great job of knowing when to do it and keeping fresh bodies in at all times.
Save Levi, turns away that try from Sanahua. Shot clock is off now. Final 17 seconds here of this fast-moving first quarter. Just one goal, and as you guys said, little stoppage, a lot of heavy breathing, guys tapping the head to get a substitution here on the fly. Here's Varga.
The first quarter is always tough, right? You know, you're nervous, but it just seems like there's a lot of individual shooting and not a lot of teamwork right now.
And no shot there. A little frustration on the perimeter for Hungary as they go scoreless in this opening quarter. Spain out in front, 1-0 in our first of the two medal round semifinals. We will step aside. We'll listen into the quarter break here as the teams huddle up. Back with more here in Los Angeles.
Amit szeretnék, hogy a támadásban, hogy megszerezzük a labdát. Azzal gyakorlatilag, hogy elkérjük, hogy rossz kéz a labdát, egy csomószor ezzel nagyon lelassítják a támadást. Induljon el mindenki, a széle induljon el, érkezzen föl, és az ember, aki jön a centerről, megfogod a centert, jössz és tekéred el a labdát, és te hozod föl. Jó szélesen játszunk, jó, mindenki szélesen széthúzva, hogy tudjon följönni, egy kibaszott lassan érkezünk föl. Van 7-8 másodperc megint a támadásoknak a befejezésére. Oké? Hármas annak kiadatal. Menj, azért nézzetek hátra kell segíteni úszás közben, de a hármas hozza fel a labdát. Jó? Nem feltétlenül teljesen hat az 5 perc, csak előtte legyél, és tudjad hozni a labdát, az a lényeg. Oké? Jó, a többi az rendben van, jók a blokkok, gyertek vissza. A Ferrónénak, hogyha itt van kint ebben a pozícióban, nyugodtan hagyjatok nagyobb területet, és inkább a többit támadjátok, jó? Gránus ne lövöldözzön, és ha lehet, akkor a Munar is, inkább a többiek. Oké? Jó volt, gyerünk! Jó volt, benne!
We're back here, second quarter about to begin. Tony Azevedo, John Abdu, Greg Meskel here with you. Tony, just talking at the break here, a lot of swimming back and forth, some outside shots, opportunities in front of the cage. They didn't really get in a flow just yet.
That's right. With these new rules, if you can get that ball into center and make a good pass, it will be an exclusion. That's why you see a lot of teams also driving second people into set because, again, you're trying to earn exclusions, which puts the other team in risk. And both teams, I think they just come out really excited. We have a great crowd here. They want to show some outside shots, but the reality is get the ball to center and you're going to earn a better opportunity.
1-0 start here, Spain in front. We told you about this Spanish team yesterday as they worked their way through the qualification round. They defeated Greece, Montenegro, Georgia, and Australia. They lost to Serbia in penalties. It's like someone jumped early, and they're going to award possession here to Spain. Said Hungary got off to an early start. Hungary, meanwhile, they defeated France, Japan, and Croatia. They lost to Team USA and Italy in qualification play to earn their trip here to Los Angeles as we're underway here in the second.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden Hungary's starting in that press, but again, with the rules and with Roger, you have to come back into that zone.
Timer to 10. That's a rocket that caroms around the cage, and Levi fixes his cap and is happy to have the ball in front of him as Hungary heads the other direction.
And that's De Toro starting in there at center for Spain. Luxury to have both De Toro and Tahul at the center position. Them to go back and forth like that.
We've seen the real strong teams this weekend. They have that 1-2 punch in front of the cage at 2 meters.
Even the Romanians in that last big win against Serbia, 2 big centers paving the way.
Epic victory for Romania last time out, upending Serbia. Shot clock to 3. Here's Hungary. It's Varga. A big fake up high and yanked down by Aguirre.
That was a great job. They pressed the ball and then sprinted back, and all of a sudden, by the time Varga got there, there's only 3-4 seconds on the clock, right? But Spain does a great job of pressing initially, which spreads everyone out, and then they're so quick to come back that, you know, you got to get into the offense very early.
Spain trying to get into their offense now with the shot clock down to 5. Running low on time here with 2. A fake and a field block. It comes right back to the Spanish squad, though, and a new shot clock there after the excellent field block from Jancic.
They got to figure out a way to get that ball to Del Toro. I mean, he's working so hard right here.
Trying to break free again. You see the defense provided by Fekete from the outside. Let it go and hitting. Muneriz has the answer and a 2-0 lead for Spain.
And it's that same shot. It's that same throw the body, pause with the shot, and it's just phenomenal, and it's working, right? It's working because it just pauses that goalie's hands for just a moment, and you're able to beat him up high.
And that's Muneriz with his second goal of the game. Same shot, same move, but Spain on the attack now. Hungary's got to find something to work here in the second quarter.
And this is reminiscent of last night's matchup where Hungary was trailing 2-0 early. The other team, in that case Greece, the aggressor, they had their 2-meter game clicking well. Spain's getting what they want here from the outside, and so now adjustment time here for the Hungarians. They look to go inside of 2 meters, tipped away. A double team arrives, and a steal is there for Sanahua and the Spanish squad.
Look how quick he is to come back. Look how quick all of them are. And that makes it so difficult. You really have to use this inside the 2, spread out, and give your center some space.
Just an ordinary on this end. Takes a look at about 7 meters. Sanahua now around the way. Gets it back here with 5. And Levi with the right hand.
I got the opportunity to announce Spain in the last Olympics, and Sanahuya's shot is so wonderful.
That's a beautiful look. They work it inside to Hull. They've been trying to get that 2-meter game involved, and it happens here, a 3-0 lead.
And that, by the way, is, I don't know if you remember the Brazil, when Peroni was playing for Brazil, Verlich was the center. That was one of their plays. So he brought it from Brazil, and now the Spaniards are on par with it.
We talked about the ability of the mobile center, right? Tahul, you think he's just great with his back to the goal, but not just that. He's able to move, break, separate, create space, so he can get that ball from Peroni right in the hand.
And a great start here for Spain in front, 3-0. Under 5.5 to go. Second quarter. Where does Hungary go for some offense here? Jancic takes a look, gets it back, shot clock to 9. Nothing available on the inside. Spain so quick there defensively. Timer to 5 now. Little redirect try, that would have been extra special on the one-timer look on that near post, but not there. It glances away and stays 3-0.
Spain is doing such a great job. They are so quick over their hips. They're hitting. They're totally taking Hungary out of their game right now.
Tony, you think of Spain as this offensive force as you see Peroni take that shot, but it's the defense that's winning in the game so far.
Absolutely. It's the defense and their composure, right? They've been, the ball's been in their hands longer than it has been in the Hungarians.
Yeah, time of possession.
And now in transition and exclusion on the way down. So maybe this the catalyst here for this Hungarian offense. In need of something. Their second power play faltered on the first. Across the way, pop it inside, and the quick low score is there. Sliding it inside, Engel. And Hungary has their first on the 6-on-5.
I mean, he was there, right? Munariz was there, but the legs of Engel to be able to catch that ball off balance and still get under his legs and finish that shot is phenomenal, right?
Yeah, almost feels like a broken play. Doesn't look super clean, but the strength and the experience put it away.
So low in the water, knows what to do with it. And chipping away here now, 3-1, 4:25 to play in this first half.
It's also been interesting watching Dennis Varga play the 4-5 side. You know, he's traditionally always been the 1-2 side player, but predominantly he's been on that 4-5 side at the beginning of the game.
How does that change things when you think about his skill set traditionally?
Well, it's a different shot, but he's such a phenomenal shooter. Maybe it's like, well, they're definitely not going to come back off that shot side, but he's also a great defender, so he can help on the Peronis and the Sanahuyas on that side.
showing off his versatility on this Hungarian squad. Shot clock to 15, plenty of time for Spain. A tussle in at 2 meters. They work back on the outside. Big fake, that's nasty.
Wow.
Sanahua pulled it back and let it ride.
Telling you, his shot is so phenomenal. Look how far back he can bring it, right? So as a goalkeeper, every fake it's not just this little fake. It looks like the guy's shooting. I mean, the ball's at his hand for almost a second, and then he brings it back, right? So you have to jump, and then the quick of the wrist to beat him. He's a great player.
Yeah, Tony, what do you think of that Sanahua, Granados, these young shooters, cap 3, cap 4 for Spain? These types of shooters they're developing. How is it that they're developing that kind of shooting talent over in Spain?
They're playing. I mean, they're playing at such high level, right? With their Champions League games, with their club games, they're playing all over the world, right? What Granados was just playing in Serbia. I mean, They're getting so many different looks, and when you're playing with other people, you're studying them, right? I can remember being on teams with Ivovic and these great players, Kasias. I'm watching and studying and trying it myself, and that's what they're doing.
It's paying off here, up 4-1. Bright future for this Spanish team, building off some excellent success over the last couple of years. Here's a drop inside and an exclusion that will go against Hungary. So Jancic going off.
That's Tahul we've been talking about, drawing the exclusion inside.
And the power play here for Spain. They've done it the natural way by and large in this one so far. A chance here on the 6-on-5. Oh my, just off the hand. They had everything but the finish as they thread the needle on the inside there to Famera.
Yeah, Malarak is, he's been around for a while for Spain as well, and a lot of experience, and he has one of the hardest wraparounds for me to ever block. I mean, you knew it was coming, and you still couldn't block it.
2:40 remaining here in the second. Frustrating there for a defender. Can't stop it when you know it's coming, and that's the heat from the outside. The captain, Jancic, loads it up.
You knew Hungary wasn't going to stay scoreless for long. In a game like this, you get a second look. Jancic just winds up and brings the heat and powers it home.
This reminds me of the old one finger down on the baseball mound. Bring the heater. And it's a 4-2 game.
Hungarians are one of those teams where, man, you want to calm them down. You want to slow them down, because when they get hot, they can score 6 goals in 3 minutes.
Yep.
Right? They are so, dynamic on offense.
Look at some of the numbers here shooting, in Spain just getting double the opportunities here right now from the field. All part of the reason why they're in front 4-2. And we told you it hasn't happened on the power play. They've been doing it the old-fashioned way here early on. Up 4-2, 2:22 to go in this first half. Brony takes a look. Out high. Off the bar. Long rebound and tipped out to the perimeter. Smart play there from Larumba to keep this one alive on the long rebound. 2 minutes to go now, first half. The look inside, the turn, and ball under. The excellent double team help there. Zalanki coming over. And then, as is so often the case, they can't untangle in transition. So an exclusion that will go against De Toro. And the power play here for the Hungarians. A chance to draw within 1. Varga. Here's a look along 2 meters. 90 seconds to play, first half. Pops it inside. Good flash. Better result. 1 goal game. Hungary gets another back on the power play.
And you can see that coming. Varga is, you cannot sit back on him, so you're going to have to honor him. And the post is so good, just gives that little bit of a shove, goes right up. Dennis gives a perfect pass, goal.
They give to Angel, the 31-year-old. He has 2. And Hungary is back within 1. And we talked about the potential for this Hungarian offense. It can start to snowball quickly on a defense.
You knew these goals were going to be coming here. And Angel with the finish. And it's that old 4-2 pass on 6-on-5 to get it going. You got a good look up in the crowd right there. Lots of Hungarian flags coming out to support their country.
It's been great all weekend long to see all the fans of different countries wear the shirts and bring signs and flags. Gives you that real international feel here at the Men's World Cup. First time here in the U.S. since 1995. The exclusion now in Spain will go up on the advantage.
That's Tahul again, just going to continue to draw exclusions inside for Spain.
Noya, the guilty party. Here's another. Add to it. 6-on-4. In close, easy money. Tahul right on the front doorstep. 2-goal game.
And you can see, watch Peroni. As he goes in there on the one, he waits. And because he's waiting, looking to pass to Tahul at the 3-post, it brings the attention from the referee, right? And then all of a sudden he keeps working. The referee sees the grabbing, excludes the player, and then gives them that 6-on-4 opportunity that they put away.
It's those little things, and John, you were talking earlier today, right? Things that don't show up in the stat sheet but are so pivotal to what a team does.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that Tony's describing that hopefully the coaches are seeing. Hopefully you're watching here and learning from Tony talking about that and seeing. But that's not the kind of thing you'll see on a stat sheet. It's not just about goals. It's about everything else you're doing in the water.
Less than a minute to play in the first half. Hungary has battled back here in this second quarter. They trailed 1-0 after one. It's been a bit more of an offensive-minded second period. Spain outscoring the Hungarians 4-3, but a power play here again with 33 seconds to go in the half. Big crowd in front of the cage.
Look how much movement Dennis Vargas doing in there on the 2-post.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move to put him on there. You would think otherwise you put him on the perimeter, but the kind of space he can create and the kind of hands he has to finish.
That's right. And all it takes a little flick of his wrist to put the ball away.
Yeah. Let's get anywhere near him.
Shot clock is off. Last looks here for Spain. Up on his legs, and Levi, long effort, and time will expire before any further shots can get off from the Hungarians. That's how this opening half comes to a close at the World Aquatics Men's World Cup. Spain out in front of Hungary 5-3. Hungarians come back with 3 goals in the second quarter to show some signs of life. We will take a timeout. You can listen into the halftime huddles here. We're back with third quarter action live from Los Angeles.
Respiramos. Escuchame una cosa, mirad. Su zona está hundida. Llegamos con 16 segundos, trabajamos la zona, que vayan para atrás, porque luego nos permite hacer el pressing adelantado. En mitad de campo les tarda llegar. O sea, no nos precipitemos con lanzamientos, a no ser que sea muy clara. Si no, trabajamos, como el hombre más. Trabajamos con calma, porque también recuperamos ahí nosotros. Y ellos están para arriba, para abajo, por lo tanto, paciencia. Está el partido muy duro como para estar precipitándonos aquí. ¿Vale, chicos? Trabajamos aquí y al final, oye, un buen lanzamiento, como tuyo, para vías, ahora alguno abajo, y al final se abre la zona, con los boyas, al final para coger una buena posición. ¿Vale, chicos? En defensa estamos bien. Cada vez que le dan al extremo, que ellos son profundos, ocupamos el espacio para adelante, ¿vale? Sobre todo con los suyos. Y no vamos entre líneas pronto, no, a no ser que renuncien, ¿vale? Ataques rectos, quiero brazos, que aparezcan los brazos, ¿vale, chavales? Ahora viene el momento de sufrimiento, ¿eh? Hay que apretar, hay que defender y salir, hay que defender y salir, ¿vale? Defensa, chicos. Estamos cerca, ¿vale?
Second half on the way here at USC. We're on campus at the Utangsu Aquatics Center. The Hall of Famer Tony Azevedo, John Abdu, Greg Meskel here with you at the World Aquatics World Cup. Guys, as we get underway, John, I'll start with you. Adjustments here. It's a 5-3 match if you're looking at things perhaps from the Hungarian side of things.
Yeah, I think we talked about this during the break. I think you want to see them controlled in the front court offense. If they can be controlled in the front court offense, get the ball to the center, continue to draw exclusions, you're going to have to pick apart the zone. You're going to see a lot of zone break for both teams because you can't press for too long.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think Hungary, you know, they need to get back into controlling the game on their side. Spain's really done a great job both offensively and defensively, but Hungary needs to make sure that they can start getting that ball to center and earning exclusions again.
Teams have switched sides here. It's Hungary moving left to right on your screen in the dark caps. It's Spain in the white caps. So you get underway here. Hungarian fans trying to will their team back into this contest, down just 2 here. Winner moves on to the gold medal match tomorrow night here in Los Angeles. Loser will play for bronze from the outside and tipped out. Again, gets a piece of that attempt from Vamos from deep.
It's pretty amazing to see Del Toro defending set right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing a great job, and what you don't see a lot, he was actually going back-to-back for a while to show his hands and not get that exclusion. But that's what's happening in this new game where they're excluding so many people. Everyone has to defend almost.
Yeah, nowhere to hide. Shot clock to 5. That's off the post, and Aguirre got a piece and lets out a roar as Spain will take control.
Hard to believe he's 20 years old. With how good he is and how experienced he is, he's the backbone of this team and one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Coming up on his 21st birthday on July 14th. A rising star here in the world of water polo. 1 minute gone by now, third quarter, 5-3 lead for Spain. A chance to add. Muneriz looks for his shot. Instead, Peroni, the facilitator. Shot clock to 1. It's a rocket from the perimeter. Cabañas.
And I want to go to Felipe Peroni here, right? There's 4 seconds on the clock. Everyone assumes he's going to take that shot. He doesn't. He takes a look before. He gets up big, gets that cross pass, and takes off on defense, and they score with 1 second left on the clock. That's picture-perfect water polo.
You know, in a tale as old as time, it feels like 37 years old, and so often you see these phenomenal players. As they age in water polo, they become expert facilitators. They just see the pool better than anyone else does, and he fills that role so well. Not that he's not capable, right, of a big offensive day, but the way he sets everyone else up is pretty special.
Oh, it's a beautiful mix because you have someone like him who's so experienced, who can control and calm down some of these younger players, and these younger players feel more confident in the game.
Could also say that about the man to my left.
I was looking right at him. Exactly.
Yeah. One of the many reasons the 5-time Olympian is a Hall of Famer. But,
I just didn't say his names. I didn't want him to think that I didn't think he scored goals late in his career. That was my only concern. As that one is tipped away by Aguirre.
Let's drop the sensitivities. Yeah. You know, it was, Tony became a great facilitator, great passer later in his career. Not that he wasn't all along, you know, but it was there. As we see Aguirre just continuing to make stops for Spain.
2 minutes deep, third quarter. Spain back out to a 3-goal edge. There's Peroni now. So creative on offense. Plenty of time on this possession. Shot clock to 15. And Hungary forcing the ball under. Varga getting aggressive. And then a little something extra. As Sanahua does not get out of his way after the possession changes hands. It's an exclusion. It's a power play for Hungary. They could use a score here. A turn. Wow. Not this time. The field block is there. Granados turns it back.
That is a huge two basic one-on-nobodies, high opportunities for Hungary. One amazing block by Unai, and then that block right there by Granados. I mean, those field blocks are so huge in a game. Yeah. It just takes away a possession, right?
And so demoralizing. You think you have this advantage, confidence building, and the thud of a field block silences the chance. 5:15 left here in the third. Lefty lets fly. That is a major block on this end. Levi deflects that one all the way back near mid-tank.
You know, you've seen a lot of over-the-head shots on Levi. I wonder if that's a scouting move that the coaches might have said before.
The exclusion now. And Spain with the 6-on-5. See if someone tries to go up over the top here again. Granados around the way. They don't need to do that. They tuck it in near side. Malarac on the power play, and Spain now extends their largest lead of the night. They're in front 7-3 behind that power play strike.
You know, especially with these new rules and the fact that you can stay inside 2 meters, left-handers are so important to a team.
Yeah.
And you could look at a guy like Malarac. He's one of those specialist guys. He comes in and he makes life so much harder on the defense because he is a left-hander who can shoot the ball very, very well, right? What other things is he, bringing to the team? He's a specialist, right? He is a sharpshooter, left-hander who comes in at important times, and you see it right there. Big turnaround for Spain.
Feels like every team is always searching for a lefty, and then when you get one that can shoot it like that, you've really found something special.
Yeah, worth their weight in gold.
Hungary in trouble here, down 4. This could help. 6-on-5 try. Their 6th crack at it. Another field block. What team defense from Spain. Bustos coming over for the stuff.
We could talk all day about these Spanish shooters, but the defense that they've been playing in this tournament so far, that's what's put them in this position to be in the gold medal game tomorrow. Unbelievable field blocks and great team defense from Spain.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying, it's these fundamentals. They're working so hard. They're jumping over their legs. They're diving. I mean, there's more energy on defense than on offense, which is how it should be.
Yeah, but you don't see that often, right?
No.
Shot clock to 8. Timer now to 5. Little lob inside, little casual, and Hungary comes up with the steal there. The takeaway from Vamos as they were trying to set things up for Angel on the inside, or rather Munaris.
We talked about going over the head. Tony, then when is the right time to shoot that shot over the head? When is the best time to do that with so many people watching this happen this weekend?
Move inside here, an exclusion.
It's really just dependent on the goalie, right? Some goalies you can't shoot over the head because they're so quick, right? Like, in my opinion, even though Unai had one over the head, I mean, he's a tough goalie to shoot over the head. But a bigger, longer goalie, it's just natural. It's going to take them longer to get that block over the head. So you can see that, right? You can see, there's white water in front of them as a goalie. That means they're working a lot on their hands. Well, you go right over the head, they're probably not going to get there.
Yeah. Timeout called here. We'll listen into the Hungarian huddle. And we're back now. Team's back in the water. Not sure how good your Hungarian lip reading is from this far, Tony. Any sense of what they were talking about there in the huddle?
That's what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't, but I do see 2 left-handers on the post and Dennis Varga at the 5 position. So my immediate thought process is that we're probably going to start on that side but finish on this side. There you go.
And they do exactly that. The ball comes across the way. Now out high. It's Varga. A look there. Bring it back 2 meters. Trying for an opening. They find some daylight, but it's a field block. One official seemed to signal goalie tip. Spain trying to sell it on a Bustos field block. Sides back even, and Hungary in the commotion cashes in right in front. Fekete able to put that one home.
And there's nothing you can do there because you have 3 of the best shooters in the world on the right side, right? Playing the 3 posts, the 6, and the 5. So you have to go out at them. And because of that, that 2 posts is allowed to go center. Who's going to take them? No one. Any beautiful goal.
Spain a little out of sorts there as well. I think thinking maybe they got a field block. There was a little look to talk to the official, and Hungary quickly makes the move.
Felt like a broken play for a second there, but Aguirre just continuing to make stops for Spain, and they'll continue to rely on him to stay in this game.
7-4 contest now, under 3 to go in the 3rd. Don't forget Team USA and Italy to follow here at 7 p.m. local time. Shot clock to 10. Granados gives a look. Winarice now. And hang on, a power play. With the shot clock down to 5, Spain draws the extra man chance. Peroni along 2 meters.
Watch Peroni to Tahul. Those two have a connection for sure.
Granados now. Save made. Levi, big block to cancel out that 6-on-5 attack for the Spaniards.
It's something so important that for players and coaches watching is how hard these centers are working without the ball. It's not necessarily, oh, it's my turn to get the ball. They're working the entire 30 seconds, and it's paying off.
It creates space for their teammates, creates open shots, open looks, open lanes. Really important.
Shot clock to 3. Hungary has got to go from 7 meters, and Aguirre is ready. Such emotion on this young keeper.
Yeah, you love to see it, and he's keeping a Hungarian squad loaded with shooters to 4 goals. Right, he's on pace for what he's trying to accomplish defensively between the pipes.
Yeah, impressive keeping here as Granados now advances into the front court. 90 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. Winarice centered ordinary. Meanwhile, De Toro backing the defense down, and that opens up a lane from the perimeter. Larumba takes advantage.
There's nothing the Hungarian goalkeeper could have done about that, right? I mean, that skip high, that has to be the defender's block, and quick at that. We see all these fakes and everything, but really, I've seen more quick catch and shoot goals in this tournament than faking and over faking, right? And those catch and shoot, I don't know, for some reason it's almost gone, right? You don't see it a lot, but here it's great to see that there's been a lot of catch and shoots.
I think we've seen it all weekend so far in this tournament, Tony. That catch and shoot remains to be a high percentage look, and the best teams in the world are the ones who are using it that often.
So again, Hungary finds themselves in a 4-goal deficit, and they'll turn back to the power play. They've been successful in drawing opportunities. 2 for 7 thus far. Here's their 8th crack at it as we come up on 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Trying to trim this to 3 before we get to the 4th. Swing it across the pool, and Aguirre another save in a crucial moment on the man down.
And see, contrary to the shot that the Spaniard took before that skipped high. A goalie can't get that.
Right.
But this one stayed low, and Unai was able to get it.
On this end now, Spain surging. Walk it in, put it home. Sanahua. 9-4.
Those are heartbreaking, John.
Yeah.
You know, you have a 6-on-5 for yourself opportunity, to make this a close game, 4-goal game, 3-goal game, and then all of a sudden you turn around and now you're down 5.
Yeah, that's the 2-goal swings we talk about all the time in a game, right? So it could have been easily 8-5 right now, and instead of it being 8-5, it's 9-4. Now you got to fight a 5-goal deficit with only 8 minutes left to play in this game.
And you're dealing with a keeper in Aguirre who has 12 saves already, and we're not even at the 4th quarter just yet. So that has been a difficult defense to break through.
You can see Peroni now is defending set.
Yeah, draws the offensive.
A little bit of everything here from the veteran. Spain takes control. They can have one more bite at the apple here to close out this 3rd quarter. 9-4, they lead.
More than ever, you're seeing multiple people defending set.
Yeah.
Not just the traditional 1-2 defenders that you have. Everyone's doing it.
Quick shot there. Hungary will take one more attempt from deep. That's knocked down by Aguirre, and fitting that he closes out this 3rd quarter with a stop as Spain in strong position to reach our gold medal match. They lead 9-4. We're back with the 4th quarter coming up.
mondtam, hogy kicsit lesznek ilyen nehéz mérkőzések, és lesznek benne nehéz pillanatok. Ez nem azt jelenti, hogy itt a végén el kell kezdeni megőrülni, egymás megyébe menni, lefordulnak bazdmeg a mi előnyünkből, na faszom. Hát csinálni normálisan a játékot úgy, ahogy kell, 20 szét rendesen, vagy beadol, vagy lőtt egyet hátulról. Nem kell, játék legyen meg a struktúra. Ki a szélére a két szélség, széthúzva, járassátok, nem úgy mennek a lövések, majd fognak úgy menni maszkit, majd fogunk sokat lőni, sokat lesznek a lövések. Ettől még gyakorolni a struktúrát, a saját játékunkat. Jövök vissza, az meg, figyelj, nem zónázó, nekem ne fogjatok le vele, az meg. Keresztpassz, ne bassza innen. Védekezés az első. Maradj itt hátul, és amikor megvan a labda, akkor fordulsz le belőle. Nem jó így bazd meg, megyünk előrefelé és támadunk bazd meg eszemen módon. Védekezel bazd meg, és abból mész utána előre. Ugyanúgy, mint tegnap, ha kapsz 5 darab gólt, geci jó volt a mérkőzés. Így kapunk 9-et, bazd meg. Megyünk össze-vissza, támadni akarunk, védekezz bazd meg. De ezzel fogod megijedni a mérkőzéseket. Most is, struktúra, fölállsz, széthúzod, járatok. A végén egy lövés. Mit csináltak a zóna ellen, basszus? Fölálltak és bebaszták. Ugyanezt kell csinálni ezen a zónával is. Jó lövések. Fölállsz és bebaszod. Utána jössz vissza a kaladba. Játékot játszik, a vízilabdát, struktúrát, tartsd meg, bármi van. Jó? Gyerünk, gyerünk, gyerünk!
Fourth quarter on tap here. Spain leading Hungary 9-4 in the first of our two medal round semifinals. Team USA and Italy to follow at about 7 p.m. local time. Make sure you stick around and join us for that one live on the World Aquatics YouTube channel or wherever you might be watching around the world. And this Hungary team, Tony, down at 9-4. This is a massive deficit here to try and climb out of against a team like Spain. Where do they start?
I mean, look, they've had so many opportunities, right? And they're just missing them right in front of the cage. Aguirre's playing phenomenal. And right now, they just got to continue their game. For Hungary, 5 goals isn't really the biggest deficit. They're so aggressive. They can score at any time. So right now, it's just probably you're going to see more of a press, a lot more of a counter, and just a lot more aggressive water polo.
Opening sprint underway. And a good start as Hungary will control the sprint. They'll have the first attempt on offense here.
You hear the Hungry chants from the fans and the crowd. They can come alive. They're kind of like the Golden State Warriors. You could be up by 20, and they can come back real quick.
Nope. And the chants, you know, every country has their chants, right? I love it.
Running out of time early here, and that one had too much bounce on the attempt from Vamos.
Like I said, traditionally, would he shoot that? No, he'd bring it in, work for the center. But they're going to be a lot more aggressive. They're going to start to try and win this game with their arms.
Will have to be excellent on this end of the pool as well. Spain up 9-4.
Well, on the other hand, Spain's going to do the opposite. They're still going to be aggressive, but they're going to use the clock, making sure that at the end of the shot clock, they're taking their shots.
And with the clock at about 4, that was a good attempt on Cage. Levi able to control it. 1 minute gone by in this fourth quarter.
And you can really look at it as if you control the 30 seconds and you can stop them on their 30 seconds, well, there's only, 7 more possessions in the game.
That's right. Greg and I talked about this in the last game. When does it get to be a tough feat? It's 5 goals with 5 minutes. At that point, you have to score every single possession you have.
Good turn on the inside and a penalty. They go into Jancic, and he is able to pivot towards the cage and draw the 5-meter try. And this is much needed for the Hungarians to try and chip away here, get it down to 4.
And if they can convert this, they can avoid that 5-goal deficit of 5 minutes, right? You got to chip away before you get into desperation time.
So when that happens, you're starting to play almost like that Japanese defense. You're high in the lane. You're taking so many risks. You're leaving early to try and get more possessions and maybe have Spain throw the ball away or give it up as early as they can.
Yeah.
And then you think about 7-on-6. Maybe you start doing that with 2-3 minutes to go.
A lot of posturing here to get everyone lined up. Vamos continues to lurk closer to the goal. Now ready. Ooh. Oh, and again, he's frustrated because he had that lined up, just could not get enough of it. And Vamos is able to hit.
There's too much power coming on that penalty.
I checked his arm for a bruise right now.
Right.
There's some heat on that ball.
So 9-5 game, 6:37 to play. We saw the Hungarian women last week at the Women's World Cup, and in their first outing, one of their best players, Rita Castille, was the ultimate gambler, just diving into passing lanes consistently, forcing the counter, getting turnovers. See if Hungary.
And you can see it. They're playing that Japanese style, high in the lane. Look at it, high in the lane, making the risk.
That's exactly like you described, Tony. They're playing this high-risk defense. The problem with that is, though, if the risk doesn't pay off, the deficit just grows. But you got to take that gamble, right? You have to.
And that skip is off the mark. So far, so good on the defense. And now can Hungary turn defense into offense as that shot sails wide of the goal. And exclusion.
And that high risk paid off right here. They got in front, they cut off, they held, cut off, held, got that exclusion. Now they need to put this away.
Now Hungary attacking on the power play. Big opportunity here, a must-have for the Hungarians as Granados goes off. Zalanki. Back out high. Who takes it here for the Hungarians? Timer to 5. Sides coming even, and Ageri pops that out of play. Sides are even, power play is over, but Hungary will have it back with a fresh 20.
It seems like Hungary was a little confused there, right? There was no real movement. They were looking at each other, who's going to go to the post. No one moved inside the 2.
A little conversation there around 6 meters to try and sort out who should be where. Never quite got it figured out. Shot clock now to 10. A lot of white water in front. They pop it inside. Difficult angle on the water to 2 meters. And tipped and stolen. Trying to get Fekete involved, and instead the Spanish come with a crash and pick the pocket.
You see Martin Famera there. He's anticipating again. That ball going in, steals that, a huge steal for that.
Exclusion on this side. Vigvati going out, and the power play here for Spain. Coming up on 5 minutes to play.
They're in no rush to shoot this quick. Take your time. Try and get the best opportunity possible.
Timer to 5. They'll have to go shortly. Shot clock to 3. Catch and release off the bar, and even better than they could have hoped for. A fresh shot clock as Peroni corrals the rebound. Uncharacteristic, gives it away.
Yeah, you don't see that from Peroni that often, right? That like you said, that's almost an advantage. They get the call. They can waste another 30 seconds, 20 seconds.
And you have to think that's what he had in mind, but instead, Hungary takes it away with 4.5 to go in the 4th. Here's a look from about 6.5. Ordinary. Shot if they want it, they'll take it. And Vamos loads up the cannon and delivers from the outside. It's a 3-goal game.
So Vamos with that steal. And then Vamos, I mean, you saw earlier when they were guarding him, they really made an effort not to foul him because he has such a cannon arm. He gets up it's so hard to block. So just let him try and shoot without the foul, because otherwise it's really dangerous for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, converted the penalty too. So big 4th quarter for Vamos all the way right now, doing it all ends.
You watch the replays of that shot, and I don't know how anyone stops his delivery from the outside.
No.
4.5 to play, 4th quarter. Pressure here from Hungary. We'll continue to stay out high, looking for an opportunity.
Well, Hungary's done their job. They avoided that desperate situation we talked about, right? They're now only down 3, and they still have to be prepared on every possession, but they have the opportunity.
That one rocks the cage, but no dice for Munariz.
And it's a lot of time in football, you see they're down, they play this zone, and all of a sudden the team comes back.
Yeah.
And now Hungary's playing this Japanese defense, and all of a sudden they're the ones controlling this game, right?
Right.
Under 4 to play. One more goal here, and this Hungarian contingent is going to erupt here in Los Angeles. Shot clock to 7. Looking outside, a long way from home. Timer to 2. Field blocked right there in front of the shot attempt from Jancic. Gets nowhere near the cage, and the Spanish defense holds. Under 3.5 to play. A trip to the gold medal game at stake. A ticket to the 2024 World Championships at stake. top 2 from this tourney will confirm their spot in Doha next year. Shot clock to 4.
So you can see them running a little bit of a gap defense here. So if misses, they can get a counterattack, which they have right now.
Shot clock violation. Hungary takes a look. They've got the advantage here. Unloading right in front, inside 5 meters. Hungary moving in and hitting. Monhertz, 2-goal game.
Monhertz created that advantage in transition and put that away.
He really did. You know, they get into that gap defense. They read, anticipated really well. And what Monhertz did, he cut off, he stopped. When you do that, the defender has to put their hands up or they're excluded.
Yep.
And then that gave him that big lead, great pass, great finish.
It's funny, as that pass came in, it almost looked like he wasn't aware he was so far ahead without a defender right in front of him, and then quickly took advantage. So the first for Monhertz.
So I think scouting report for Hungary is maybe play this kind of defense from now on.
Yeah. Or at least more often, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden the clock matters less, right? It was 9-4 going into the fourth quarter. It's now 9-7. So Hungary winning the quarter so far 3-0 and putting themselves back into position to even it up.
From the outside, blows that past the keeper.
And again, that's that over the head,
Yeah.
right? For sure. I mean, I'm not a dinosaur, but back when I first started, we didn't have that many video reviews where you can really scout every single position. Toward the end, obviously we did. But definitely there's something here where they think the weakness of the Hungarian goalkeeper is over the head. Great shot. That's the second over the head for Munaris against Levi.
Yeah. No, you called it early. They're clearly looking for that. And late in the shot clock, that's a really pivotal goal, right? Now all of a sudden they broke the ice. It could have been 9-8 on the next possession. Instead of going 9-8, it's 10-7. It's those moments and those 2-goal swings we've been talking about. And Spain back in control.
Third of the day for Munaris, and a 10-7 lead for Spain, and time getting tight now for Hungary with 2:15 to go in the fourth.
You can see Peroni with that back-to-back front. I've seen it so often, I love it, because there's no way you can exclude him. His back is to the center's back. No matter how much you're grabbing, his hands are up.
Yeah.
Offensive here. Spain takes over with 2:05 to play, and they're in the driver's seat here to confirm a spot in that gold medal match tomorrow. 1:58 to play. Again, in no hurry, as expected, looking to take time off the clock, look for something smart here towards the end of it. Clock to 5. Quick catch and release. And it forces Levi to go and get it and tip it up over the cage. And more offense now for Spain with 1:40 left.
And it's the importance of, I mean, we've seen four shots from Munaris, these 3 beautiful goals that are relatively similar. No, 2 were hezzy fakes, 1 was just get up big, and 1 quick. I mean, the amount of different shots that he has is why he's so successful. You can't scout that, right?
Hungary finding it hard to stop as well as that pass off the hand. 90 seconds left and counting. 10-7 Spain. Hungary has got to go quickly here. They don't have much time to work with. 1:10 remaining. Solanke now. Coming up on a minute left. And that'll help. Naya from the outside. A 2-goal game.
So I think that was tipped. That was looked like it was tipped off of maybe the center defender.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. Looks as
Yeah.
if Tony Nemeth there on the inside got a piece of that.
And that's tough for a goalkeeper. You can't do anything about that.
That's very hockey-esque, where someone gets a stick on that puck at the last second and tips it. There's no chance for the keeper to stop it.
That's right.
But this is a scenario we were talking about earlier. You got to take risks for Hungary. They have to. So is this a 7-on-6 opportunity? Do different things start coming out where, you know, can they, if they get this ball back and get a stop, can they start getting 2 quick goals?
think right away they're high in the lanes, playing like they have been. Right away, it's got to be a 7-on-6, and then they got to bring out all 7 on the next play if they score that 7-on-6.
That's
Shot
right.
clock to 5 here.
Yeah, take off right now, to be honest.
Over the top with 2, with 1. As the clock expires, wave off the goal. They say shot clock violation. It won't count. The ball will come out here. We may get a review on this.
So one of the hardest parts about the new rules is that they're allowing for them to play, yet there's the delay, right? So when he got it and came up, it could have been a penalty.
Yeah.
Right? But he wanted to try and finish. So technically, right there, you could technically say that's a penalty.
You can.
Right?
And that's what Spain's arguing for, right?
That's what they're arguing.
They're looking up saying it's a penalty.
If this was the old rules, he would have dropped it, it had been a penalty and done. Right? But he's going to go and try and finish. But also, he needs to be understand the clock.
It's your awareness you talked about earlier,
That's the awareness, right?
Get a good look in here at the crew taking a VAR review on this one. Had a handful of these over the last 2 weeks. We'll try and get this call correct here. All the players have moved down to the other end. As it stands right now, shot clock violation, no goal.
So right now, if I'm hungry, I'm bringing my goalie out.
Oh yeah, you have no choice.
You have to score.
Yeah.
The only reason you don't do it is because you're so confident. And you know what? The Hungarians are that good where you can give the ball to Avamos and he can come up and just shoot right away. And if he scores it, then the next one is going to be that 7-on-6 play.
Sure. But now you're under 30 seconds though, right, Tony? So they could run out, Spain could run out the clock even if you score. So you got to take multiple, you're going to have to bring the goalie out. You score, hopefully, still bring the goalie out and try to get a steal to create that turnover.
That's right. So my guess is ball goes straight to Vamos. He takes a shot. He doesn't score, game over. He does score 7-on-6. You immediately leave the goal open. Spain will either shoot.
No goal, they're calling.
And it's confirmed, no score. And they don't go 7-on-6. They go traditional here. With 18 left, they got to go. Running out of time. Entry comes inside, and there's an exclusion. With 13 seconds left, got to be a catch and release. Save, rebound, backhand, save, third effort. Inside the 2 is the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that, but what a great finish.
And that's all for this one.
Guess it doesn't matter when you have a Gary making all those stops anyway.
He made a host of stellar saves. The ball was repeatedly inside the 2 along with that player, but that's a discussion for another day as this one comes to a close. And it's Spain moving on. They'll play for gold. Hungary will play for bronze. So a 10-8 victory. Up next, we have Team USA and Italy. Our player of the match interviews on the way. And guys, we look back at this one here. And Hungary, they made a couple of pushes. Tony, start with you, but Spain just able to build that lead early. Their offense was stellar in the beginning, and then you have to look at the goalkeeping as a real bright spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the time of possession was 100% the entire game. Spain, right? They controlled this game. Hungary made a great run, but when it mattered, that goal by Munadiz, the shot by Munadiz that got the new 30 seconds, those were the 2 biggest moments, I think, for Spain toward the end of the game.
Yeah, and I think if you look at what Spain did defensively throughout the course of that game and held Hungary to 4 goals at the start of the fourth quarter, and then the frantic pace came from Hungary tried to be aggressive, and they scored 4 goals in the fourth quarter. But Spain did their job defensively by setting the tone and keeping the Hungarians to 4 goals going in the fourth. And that's where the game is won, and that's why the player of the game is Unai Aguirre.
No surprise with 15 big saves as we look at some of our final numbers. So we'll hear from Aguirre shortly, along with some other members of this victory here for Spain. We've got the second semifinal coming up. We know 1 member of our gold medal match tomorrow, Spain. We know Spain has earned their spot in 2024 World Aquatics World Championships. As you see our final scores up next, Team USA and Italy in our last match of the day. We'll step aside for now. Coming up, our player of the match interview, so stick around for that. We'll come back at 7 p.m. Pacific time for Team USA and Italy as our bracket advances towards a championship final for Tony Azevedo, John Abdu, Greg Meskel saying we'll see you back here at 7 p.m.
Unai, congratulations. Brilliant saves. The speaker just said 2 seconds at the end of the game that you had 15 saves, and you just made 3 extra in the last 2 seconds. Brilliant, brilliant achievement. What do you think about the game?
It was a really tough game. I think we did a great job. The team was really focused on our defense, and that is the key for win that type of matches. The Hungarians played really good. They are an amazing team, one of the best teams in the world right now, and amazing players. And we are happy that we want to achieve the title, so we have to play tomorrow, and that's it.
You are on a good way, especially with the defense with you. It was really, really strong, so congratulations.
Yeah, so I always saying the same. If the defense is not working well, I can save. It's impossible, and I think I'm really proud to say that our defense is one of the best defense in the world, and that makes me a better goalie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Zsolt, very difficult game. You tried everything in the last quarter. Can you tell us why you couldn't keep the speed with Spain in the first part of the game?
I think that was missing today. Some shots from the distance shots. They done, we didn't. And then I think that was the first part of the game. That was the difference. We made, I think, a good zone, but a little bit they were closer than needed. And then they shot goals. And then the other part, we didn't shoot. We didn't find the goal, and then that was the problem at the first part of the game. Then step by step we started to play, and then I think the second part of the game was much better how we played. But okay, that is today. That was not enough. We know what we have to develop, what we have to work on it, and we will do it.
I think the team started to play much better in the last quarter. Also, the audience was really behind the team, so I think it was something nice here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think we need this type of hard games, official games, to develop our play all together, because that was 1 year ago. This team played together. And then it's so important to play step by step, official games, important games, hard enemies, hard opponents, excuse me. And then so important to play step by step to go, and we will see in Fukuoka where we are.
Thank you very much, and good luck for tomorrow for the bronze game. Congratulations. Brilliant game and brilliant performance from your players. You started very strong. This was the goal for today.
Yes, very happy. We start very well in the game. We have an advantage, 3-4 goals. But Hungary, they have a lot of quality. They start with the pressing, very strong in defense, and finally you arrive in the limit, no? But okay, very happy. We have the target, the qualification for Doha. This is the big performance for us, and thinking in the final.
Just for the beginning of the game, because I think you started like very amazing. I have to say, yesterday when we spoke, we were a bit. I questioned you if it's good that the game against Germany was a bit slow. But it looked that you could change the gear.
Yes, of course. When you play against one team like Hungary, the mentality changes. I think that the players now, we play in front of Varga, Falanki, Vamos, and this is very difficult. The mentality is different. No? Very happy. We start very well. The shooters from Spain today, they are high quality in the shoots, but I'm very happy with the team.
Can I ask just one last question? The defense of Spain is maybe, I can say that not maybe, but the best in the world. It's working very well. You can see the movements, the whole team moves together. You have a brilliant goalkeeper. How you prepare for this?
It's a lot of hours in the training. I don't think it's the best defense. Of course, this is one of better, but Italy, Hungary defends very, very well. But okay, we have 2 goalkeepers with quality, and the defense of Spain is always with intensity. I think this is the key.
Thank you very much, and good luck for the finals.